As much as I love reading a book where the guy he knows what he's doing, it's not always true. It is definitely fiction. Hi friends, it's me again. Jesus, I look so pale in this viewfinder right now. It's giving Twilight. It's giving Cullen. Anywho, hello. I just realized that we are nearing the end of 2023, and I know I've been very MIA from booktube this year because I really haven't been reading that much, you guys. Like, it has been a struggle, as I've said in almost every video. I feel like I'm never happy. I promise y'all I have my moments, you just never see them, but we're working on it. It's okay. But anyway, I don't think I've done a reading wrap up since like February or March, which is ridiculous. I kind of feel like I used to at least post my wrap ups every month, but now I don't even do that, so I'm trying to get back to it. But I didn't do like a mid-year check-in or anything, so you guys literally have no idea what I've been reading, what my favorite things are. I don't know what my top 10 books for 2023 is going to look like, but this year I have read some really good books that I am obsessed with and I love, and some of them have been on my TBR forever. Some of them are new releases, and then some are also by new authors, well, new to me authors. So I wanted to do a bit of a check-in for the books that I've been reading and loving, since you guys literally, I've been neglectful and I'm so sorry. I also don't have the physical copies for most of these books because y'all will be proud of me, honestly. I have not been buying a ton of books this year. One reason is because, like I said, I have barely been reading. Two, in the summer when Kindle Unlimited sent that email talking about, oh yeah, prices are going up, like KU is gonna be $12 a month, I said, not for me. So I ended up buying a 2-year membership, which costs a lot of fucking money that I did not want to spend, but it feels nice knowing that my KU subscription doesn't expire until 2025. So I have been heavily reading on KU, which I'm proud of myself for doing, because usually if I read a book on KU and I really love it, I'll just go buy the physical copy. But I have been doing that a lot, and it's mainly because I have other shit to pay for. So I've been really good at budgeting this year, you guys, which was one of my 2023 goals, so I am proud of myself. But it does feel a little weird because I don't remember the last time I bought a book that wasn't a special edition, you know? I don't know if I like it. I know my wallet likes it, but I don't really care what that bitch wants. So I don't know why I went on a whole spiel about me being a broke bitch. So Sierra Simone started a new series that I am already obsessed with. This is the prequel, Salt in the Wound. She actually gave this to me at Book Bonanza for free and signed it. So I was like, thank you, bestie. I love you. Salt Kiss, which is the actual novel that came out in September. So I made sure to read the prequel first and then the first book in the series, and I loved it so much. So way back in January, I picked up the new Camelot series by Sierra Simone, which is the first series I picked up in 2023. Wow. And I really enjoyed it. Like, it was so freaking good. And if you've been here for a while, you already know that I love a good throuple. I love a poly relationship. Like, give me 3 people in one relationship and they're not competing, like they all just love each other. I don't know what it is about it, but it just hits me every time. Like, must be nice. This series is kind of a spin-off of New Camelot, or it kind of takes place in the same world. So the Easter eggs that I saw in Salt Kiss and this were so freaking good. Oh my god. This one's called the Lioness Trilogy. The prequel takes place in Isolde, our female main character. It takes place in her point of view. It's really short. It was only about 160 pages. I forgot how old she is in this, but you're following her over a span of time because her dad kind of arranged a marriage for her with this guy named Mark. He's a lot older, a little cold, a little scary almost, because no one really has a lot of information on him. He knows everything about everyone, but no one really knows enough about him. So it's like, what's your deal? What's the tea? You're following their journey, and he owns a sex club, which is awesome for me. There are some dom sub vibes going on between Isolde and Mark, and towards the end a twist kind of happens. I don't want to say a twist, it was just something where it's like, damn, give me the next book, you know? Salt Kiss is told through Tristan's point of view, who becomes Mark's bodyguard. I believe he's his nephew-in-law or something like that. But Tristan starts to work at the club with Mark and he starts to fall in love with him. It's really cute. Their relationship was very interesting to me because I felt the chemistry a little bit more than I did with Mark and Isolde. And granted, it wasn't a prequel, it was obviously a lot longer, so we had more time to develop a story and the characters. It was very interesting. But then another twist happens in that book as well, where Tristan has to watch over Isolde, and that's a big thing. I know the series is going to pop off. It's going to be so good because Salt Kiss ended on a fucking cliffhanger and I saw it coming and I was so upset. And I know the next book isn't coming probably until next summer. I'm losing my mind over here because I can already tell this series is going to be insane. Sierra Simone is insane and I love her brain, but it's also so frustrating having to wait. Like, girl, hand it over. Like, So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think I gave Salt Kiss 4.5. Another book I really enjoyed also came out in September, and it is The Long Game by Elena Armas, who is my bestie. I love her so much. It was kind of centered around sports, and I was really interested in that because y'all know I love the Spanish Love Deception. I think this is one of my favorite books that Elena has written. I don't want to put it above the Spanish Love Deception because that book will always have a special place in my heart, but this one, I don't know, I just had so much fun. Basically, it follows Adeline and Cameron. Adeline works for a sports team. I forgot exactly what her position is, but her dad like owns the team, so I think she does like marketing or something. Anyway, she gets into an altercation with the team's mascot that goes viral, so her dad, who's an asshole, ends up like shipping her off to North Carolina to kind of get her act together and clear up the team's name. But really, I think he did that just to get rid of her because he didn't want to deal with like the press and shit because he's an asshole. So there, she's expecting to work with another soccer team, but it turns out it's just like a little league soccer team. Of these little girls, like one girl practices in her tutu and there's a goat. It's so funny, and I love stories like that so much. The coach of the little league soccer team is Cameron Caldoni, who is this retired soccer player who's really good, and no one knows why he retired and why he's hiding in the small town. Adeline and Cam get off on the wrong foot, of course. I don't know if they were like really enemies, they just didn't really like each other. But once they started liking each other, it was so freaking cute. And he has a thigh tattoo. He's a cat dad. Like it hit me. It hit me where it needed to hit. I really enjoyed this. This was so much fun, and I am just really happy that Elena is killing it out here. Ooh, next we have a new to me author. I've seen her work circulate around Bookstagram this year, and I've always been like, okay, I'll get to it eventually. I finally dove into Hannah Bonam-Young, which was very exciting for me. I started with Next of Kin, Next to You, and then I am currently reading her newest release, Out on the Limb, right now. Hannah really has a way of just writing very soft characters and low stakes plots. I don't like how that sounds. Low stakes plots that are low stakes. I don't know, not a ton of angst, which I find I really enjoy based on like what these books are about. I don't know, it just makes me feel like she handles these topics with a lot more care, and it's not just there for like shock value or anything. The characters are just so sweet and nice, and I also appreciate that she dives into mental health and disabilities. Her books just feel like such a safe space, and I really appreciate that she humanizes these characters who society kind of make you want to shelter. I don't know how to really describe it because I don't want to offend anyone. I feel like society has such a weird way of making people with disabilities feel like a burden, and I fucking hate that. And I enjoy that Hannah really humanizes them. She allows them to have accommodations without it being like such a big deal, and that's what I'm really seeing in Out on the Limb specifically. They're able to joke with each other about their disabilities and still enjoy sex and still be funny. Like they're still humans, and I don't know, it just means the world to me that she has captured that essence so well. So I've been really enjoying her work, and they're super easy, fun, fast reads. So yeah, I highly recommend you guys pick up her books if you haven't, because I'm really liking them. This summer I also picked up Fallen Men by Gianna Darling. That series has 6 books, and I binged all of them this summer. It was so fucking good. That is my newest obsession. These books have been on my TBR for like the past 2 years at this point, since I started Book Talk, I think. But I finally got to them, and I'm so glad I did, because I actually got to meet Gianna Darling at Book Bonanza. She signed my Anti-Heroes duet, and I was telling her about me starting Fallen Men, so hopefully next time if I go to a signing she's at, I can tell her that I finally finished and I'm obsessed with her and I need the next book immediately. You can't even see my shrine. But yeah, I am super obsessed with that world. It's so fun. I'm like trying to explain the plots, but it's kind of hard to, because that series is very taboo. It is a motorcycle club series, and there is some shit that happens. Like I can't even really explain to y'all what happened in this series because it's so fucked up and amazing at the same time, but it was so much fun. After the fall, this book is definitely going into my top 10 of the year. I already know that. If you start that series, please check up trigger warnings. It is very taboo. And also please note that this series takes place in Canada, where the age of consent is different than the US's. Theirs is 16, I think. Obviously the US's is 18. So when you're reading that series, it feels like a case, you know? It might make you uncomfy. I know there's one book in particular that really made me uncomfy. It's an unpopular opinion because it's the most talked about book in that series, but that book is where I learned that I have a line when it comes to taboo. So it was interesting finding that out. Thank you, Gianna Darling. If you are in the need for motorcycle, dark, super taboo, I highly recommend Fallen Men. It was so good, and also the smut was fantastic. so good. And lastly, I read this book last month. Well, I listened to it. Business or Pleasure by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I'm obsessed. Like, I don't know what it was about that story. I just had so much fun with this book, and it's very sex positive, which I really enjoyed, but I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's talk about it. It follows Chandler and Finn. Chandler is a ghostwriter. Like, she usually writes people's memoirs and things like that, and she's kind of struggling, and she noticed this especially when she runs into someone that she ghost wrote a book for, and that person didn't even recognize her, so it was just very awkward for her. After that encounter, she ends up running into a guy at the bar. They have a one-night stand, and he is horrible at sex. Like, it's just bad. She's not having a good time, and she's like, oh, what the fuck? And she's never expecting to see him again until someone reaches out and asks her to ghostwrite a memoir for a celebrity named Finn Walsh, who used to be on this like popular TV show that ended like 10 years ago. It's one of those things you go to Comic-Con to see, something like that. So turns out he's the guy that she had horrible sex with, and it's kind of awkward, but he asked her to teach him how to be better at sex, basically. And I really enjoy that premise so much, because listen, as much as I love reading a book where the guy he knows what he's doing, it's not always true. It is definitely fiction. So reading a book where a guy is learning from the girl, but he's also not super egotistical about it, like he's asking her what she likes and she's teaching him, he's taking note, like really paying attention, and they're having fun together, and it's a safe space. I love that so much. Like, this book really holds a special place in my heart. It was so sex positive, and I just really enjoy books like that, where it's like, if you're bad at sex, let's try to make you better. Like, let's try to make sure we're pleasing each other and that we're still having fun. I gave it 5 stars. I'm obsessed. The audiobook was really good. Those are basically the books I've been really obsessed with lately. I wanted to give you guys an update on that because, like I said, I've sucked at YouTube this year, but I'm trying to get better. If you've read any of these, let me know if you like them, or if you didn't. Well, don't let me know if you didn't like them, because that'll hurt my feelings. The year is winding down super fast, which is crazy to think about, but 2023, it can go. I'm not having that much fun. So that is all I have for you guys today. I've been talking too much, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like me, please subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Mwah.